By the end of April 1971, violence and genocide in East Pakistan had driven around 10 million refugees into India. The situation was proving an immense strain on Indian economy, and on another hand, in Islamabad, the military director general Yahya Khan refused to acknowledge that East Pakistani citizens were fleeing to India in millions.
These people you saw were not the refugees from East Pakistan. I can arrange a lot of arrival of refugees into Pakistan. If you like to come with me to East Pakistan, I'll show you how they're coming from India. But they are not coming, nor are my refugees going back to them.
Despite India's difficulties, these Pakistanis were accommodated in refugee camp and provided with food and shelter. Meanwhile, in East Pakistan, the local population was up in arms against the military and the administration. They were brutally subjugated by the Pakistani army. And Indira Gandhi was aware that the events were hurtling towards a situation when India might have to intervene more directly and more forcefully.
I don't think we can shut our eyes to the situation in a neighboring state. And I think that most of the world believe this, so they may not be willing to say out openly that Pakistan, as it existed, can never be the same again.
During the night of 4th December, Lieutenant Dharamveer Bhan's platoon, while on patrol, detected noises across the border that a large number of armored vehicles were approaching. This news was soon confirmed by reports by the Army's Air Observation Post aircraft. Major Kuldeep Singh Chandpuri got in touch with battalion headquarters requesting urgent reinforcement, armors, and artillery support. He decided to maintain the defensive position of the post, where his troops at least had the benefit of prepared defensive works, rather than conducting a withdrawal at night, which was a far riskier option. The Pakistani forces began their attack at 12:30 in the morning. Although massively outnumbering the Indian defenders and having surrounded them, the Pakistani troops were unable to advance over open terrain on full moon night under small arms and mortar fire from the outpost. This encouraged the Indians not to give up their strong defensive position but frustrating the Pakistani commanders. The Indian aircraft attacked the Pakistani ground troops. The attacks were made easier by the nature of barren terrain. By noon next day, the assault ended completely, having cost Pakistan 22 tanks claimed destroyed by aircraft fire, 12 by ground anti-tank fire, and some captured after being abandoned, with a total of 100 vehicles claimed to have been destroyed or damaged in the desert around the post. On 3rd December 1971, Pakistan launched pre-emptive airstrikes on forward Indian Air Base. India and Pakistan were once again at war, an incredible third time in less than 25 years. At the night, a second wave of Pakistani Air Force came bombing and staffing the Indian airfields. Both these attempts were so clumsy that not one Indian aircraft was lost on the ground.
Today, we have to retaliate the damage caused by the Pakistani Air Force. Boys, you have 5 minutes.
The Indian Air Force retaliated fiercely while Pakistani plane was still on their way back home. Canberra bombers from Agra took off to bomb Pakistani targets. The aircrafts that were used by Indian Air Force were the MiG-21s, Canberras and Hunter. December 4 is celebrated as Navy Day to commemorate Operation Trident, which was an offensive operation launched by the Indian Navy on Pakistan port during the 1971 war. KP Gopal was the man who led the task force that sank 3 Pak Navy ships and bombed Karachi port.
Jai Hind officers, we will have an attack in the night to the south of Karachi harbour. Jai Hind.
In this operation, India inflicted heavy damage on Pakistani vessels and facilities. While India suffered no losses, Pakistani lost a minesweeper, a destroyer, a cargo vessel carrying ammunition, and the fuel storage tanks in Karachi. On the same day, Pakistan called for one-sided ceasefire and surrendered its combined military to Indian Army. Finally, the Indian Army went away with glory after the surrender of 93,000 troops, and after this, Bangladesh was declared as a free country.
वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन